He didn't have a line.
Oh. Tristan Wirfs came right after he got up.
All right, yeah, and Brady benefited from it.
Right.
And then they went and got some boys.
They went and got some boys.
What I'm saying about that is, those games he was up.
Yeah.
Like when they played the 49ers, and he threw 2 pick sixes.
I think both of y'all have an argument in this.
But what I'm saying though, name any other quarterback that came out with him, played for 3 different OCs their first 3 years in the league.
No.
Name one. You know, you ever seen a playbook? I know you saw a playbook before.
Yeah, but him,
man, that's not easy,
what's
man.
his name? Him and Mariota was 1 and 2. He was better than Mariota. I give him that. But what I do also,
all right, so
his decision making was bad, and it was bad at Florida State sometimes.
But he won a national title, and he was in the playoff game. He was in a game. He was in a playoff game. So Brett Favre was great, right?
No.
Oh, you don't think Brett Favre was great?
Brett Favre to me is not a top 5 quarterback at all.
Man, you high.
He's not a top 5. He's not.
You high.
So you think Brett Favre is a top 5 quarterback?
I'm gonna say he's one of the greatest
because of longevity. But
so why Jameis Winston don't get the same respect or the same privilege to even go longevity, even get the chance to be a opportunity. The same opportunity.
Wins and losses.
Look who he played for.
Wins and losses. So guess what? You know Jameis Winston lost the most games by less than a touchdown, more than any other. So
how many touchdowns did the defense? How many in his tenure there? How many touchdowns did the defense give up when the game was on the line?
They gave up a lot.
So that's Jameis Winston's fault? Does that help or hurt him?
If they always
help. It don't help.
Like you said, they playing from behind.
Exactly.
So listen to this. If he loses the most games by 1 touchdown, I mean he always in the game. He found a way to lose. On the other side, when you got Jameis Winston in the game, how you feel? Oh, here he go again with this bullshit. When you got Brady in the game, we're gonna say we got a chance to win.
Wait, hold up, whoa. You can't compare Jameis to Brady.
Yes, you can. He came right after him. It's the same team.
Oh man, you high.
The same team.
Man, y'all, you on drugs. It's official.
The same team.
Bro, it's official. You on drugs, man. We drug testing, bro, for real.
It's the same team. It's the same team.
It was a little different.
It was a whole lot different.
They brought in some more. Didn't they bring in a few more offensive linemen?
Gronk.
Tristan Wirfs.
Well, did Jameis experience Antonio Brown?
No.
Come on, man. That says it all.
No, that don't. They don't say it all. But
so Jameis Winston only had to throw to Godwin and Mike Evans.
That's
and Jackson.
Nobody to take the top off.
Jackson was there.
He couldn't take the top off.
Remember him and what's your name?
You know what I mean by take the top off?
Fitzpatrick was
stretch the field. It was nobody that stretched the field.
Jackson was there. D-Jack was there.
I'm talking about quality.
He was.
How was that quality? I'm talking about he was the caliber of Antonio Brown.
No, nobody.
So what are we talking about, Cat?
Antonio Brown is a top 5 receiver all time, arguably, if he keep his head on straight.
He will never figure that out.
But he was talented.
So you saying Jameis should have had a longer leash, a longer?
He should have had a longer leash.
With the Bucks or just in the league in general?
I'm gonna say with the Bucks. I'm gonna say with the Bucks because once he got that tattoo on him, it's hard not to see. 30 picks. Once you got 30 picks over your face, it's hard not to see that. And that's going to be everybody's argument. Oh, he threw 30 interceptions, and that was the first thing you said about it.
Let me ask you this: If Jameis, they keep him, do they win the Super Bowl the following year?
No.
I think they got a shot. Anything can happen. I think anything can happen.
True, anything can happen.
I think anything can happen. Hell, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl.
Trent Dilfer won with the #1 defense.
All right, so Jameis ain't have a number 21 defense. What are we talking about?
So
defense was solid.
Man, they were trash, man. We not gonna sit here and say this, man. You ready? Are you?
So
I think they could have made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Are we live?
We just talking.
Oh man, we just talking. Hey, what's going on, Crunchtime Survivors? This your man, Coach Shane.
Coach Cat.
And we're live here with my man, Denard Span. Hey, this is a Tampa legend, a Tampa great. Man, I'm so honored and I'm privileged to even have him here today. Ex-baseball great, Tampa Bay Ray, Minnesota Twin, Denard, man. Glad to have you on the show.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me, man. Can already tell the energy. I feel like we cousins already. You know what I'm saying? We sitting here talking football and just talking sports and talking life. And once again, man, I appreciate you guys having me on here today.
Hey man, to get the people a little about yourself, man, because you know some people don't watch baseball like we grew. We were 3 sports athletes growing up. A lot of these people just play one sport or the other. So get the people a little about yourself.
So I'm from Tampa. I grew up here. I grew up playing 3 sports, like you said, played football, baseball, basketball. When I was a kid, if you'd asked me what was my favorite sport, I would have told you whatever season it is. That's my favorite sport. I didn't start playing baseball full time until I got drafted out of high school, out of Tampa Catholic. I went to Hillsborough High School as well, 9th through 11th grade, and I ended up spending 5.5 years in the minor leagues. And after that, once I got to the major leagues, I ended up spending 11 years at the big league level. And right now, just enjoying life. I got 3 little kids, and my sole purpose is just pouring into them and just making sure that they have the most and the best opportunities, and just trying to prepare them as for this world and to be grown men.
And man, we're going to get right to it, man, because the sports have changed tremendously from the time you actually played youth sports until now. You say you was a 3-sport athlete. What was your favorite at one point in time in your life? Like what was the favorite?
I would say it changed. It changed different phases in my life. I can remember when basketball was my number 1 sport. I actually remember one year I did not play baseball during the spring because I wanted to play travel AAU basketball. I was like point guard because I was never a tall guy. So I'll say basketball, and then once I got to high school, it became football. Being in Tampa, football that's the sport that gets everybody excited, and so I would say football.
Did you play Little League football?
Yeah.
Where did you play at?
I played at Central Park.
Central Park Bills.
Yes, sir.
Was Coach Juan there when you were there?
That name doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, all right. Okay.
No.
You know what? You probably was before us. He probably was still at Mississippi Valley.
Okay.
What position you play in football?
When I was like in super midgets, I played running back, and then when I got to like midgets and junior varsity, I was the quarterback.
And what did you play in baseball? What position?
Baseball was always center field.
Center field.
And I would pitch a little bit in Little League. Once I got to high school, I got off the mound, and I'm left-handed, so it's only so many positions you can play on the baseball field. In the infield, you only play first base, and then everybody's in the outfield.
All right, so being a lefty, explain that to the people, because that was something that I just found out, that being a lefty, you can only play certain positions, and why is that?
You can't play shortstop, third, second base, or catcher, and I think it's just the way the game is set up. Turning double plays, you would have to, turn your body in an awkward way to get the ball to first base or get the ball to the second baseman on a double play. So it's just not efficient for a lefty to be able to play those positions.
Wow. So man, I just heard you say you went to 2 high schools in Tampa and 2 prestigious and great high schools. You went to Hillsborough. And you went to Hillsborough to do what? You just went to play football and baseball? Was it both?
Well, I was an IB, so that's what got me. But I played basketball and I played baseball as well. But so I poured more of myself into football.
Did Billy Reed and Earl Garcia, who was the toughest?
You know what? When I got to Hillsborough, Billy Reed had just retired.
Oh, okay.
But he was still around.
Oh, so he was still calling shots. He was the godfather.
He was around. He was, he came to all of our practices, and his presence was felt. But he was not the head guy in charge. But he still had a voice. He still had an opinion. But I spent more time around Coach Garcia. So. Okay,
and Garcia, he's done great things, and I mean, as far as high school around in the area. Why did you depart from Hillsborough?
Well, since we're gonna go there today, you got me on the hot seat. But no, it's all good. I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but I left Hillsborough because of football. I was a wide receiver. I got to the varsity my 10th grade year. And, I understood as a 10th grader, I was not going to, be the feature of the offense, right? But I had, put my time in, and, I made big plays, and I, worked hard. So, everybody knows when you become a junior, that's that year.
Yeah, you're supposed to be that guy.
That's the year when all the colleges, if you ball out that year, then you start getting that recognition. And, I worked my butt off. Put myself in a good position, to get those opportunities. But unfortunately, we were a running offense. And so I just didn't get enough touches. And so after the football season, at that time, I wanted to play Division I football. My dream was to play on Saturdays. I wasn't thinking about baseball. I was thinking about football. And so I remember going to my mom and saying, look, if I'm gonna play college football, we have to make a change, because I only got one more year left of football. And we looked around, and we looked at TC. At the time, TC wasn't good. They was on the down.
They were throwing the ball.
They was on the decline. And so I just knew I just needed opportunities. It didn't matter, you know, about wins and losses, you know, and so we made the move to TC.
So when you made that change, what was the culture like going from TC, from Hillsborough to TC?
Oh man, it was a complete 360. Going from Hillsborough, you know, seeing more people that look like me, to essentially being one of the, you know,
the only
very few, you know, black males on the campus. So it was a culture shock, you know, trying to get adjusted to what life was like on a private school campus. But I'm thankful that I went to public school my entire elementary, middle school, and, you know, in those first 2 years, because, you know, I had real life experiences, and it helped me to be able to navigate, you know, being in that private school atmosphere.
I was coaching at the time you were in high school, and I remember that Hillsborough team you were on, man. You was on that team with some dogs.
Yeah.
Ronnie McCullough, Rick Johnson,
Yeah.
Elijah Dukes, Artise Brown, Marlon Wood.
Marlon,
it was a whole bunch of guys, a whole bunch of talent. And for you to make a business decision, and a lot of people would say, well, you know what, man, he being selfish in for the team, but you got to look at it.
Yeah.
Players come in and out every day.
That's it.
And a lot of these kids don't understand about the game today is it's a coach's job to keep his job.
Yeah.
But it's your job to put yourself in the best position you can be in for you to be successful.
That's it.
And that was just a business move that you made at a young age. And I admire that for the simple reason you knew what it was going to take to get you in position.
That's it.
And it wasn't that you weren't for the team.
No.
It was that you had to think about the team that mattered the most, and that was what's in your household to put you in the position to take care of your family as of now.
That's it.
So I really admire that you were able to sit your mom down and, you know, make that decision. And, you know, man, you were talking earlier, and I hope you don't mind talking about it, but you say it was just mama for a long time.
That's it.
And being in that situation, I was in that same situation. And I can honestly tell you when a mother's love is something different, because a mama gonna do anything for her baby.
She's gonna find a way.
And I had a chance to actually experience your mom, because me and your brother Ray, we go back.
Yeah.
And me and your mom, we laugh for hours the day that you spoke at North Seminole.
Yeah.
And you know, you're giving a lot back to the community.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the foundations you have going on.
Yep. So I have a foundation called Denard Foundation. It's geared towards, you know, helping single mothers. You know, in the past when I was playing, you know, I would come home during the off season, and we would do stuff during Thanksgiving and Christmas, giving back, you know, Thanksgiving dinners and Christmas gifts. And when I first retired, you know, I kind of had a gut check with myself and said, you know, how can I make more of an impact in these families and these mothers' lives? And so then, you know, we began our transportation program, which is helping these single mothers get into brand new transportation. We do that with RBI Baseball, Habitats for Humanities, and you know, just trying to make more of an impact, more of an everlasting impact in these families' lives.
Still doing great things.
Yeah.
You're
Like
doing
you said,
great
you
things.
retired. How did you even get to that point? When did you know it was time for you to retire?
Man, it's tough. That's a tough question. That's a loaded question, because I still feel like I had bullets left in the gun when I retired. It was a difficult decision. At that time, I was married. I had a 1-year-old son, and I could have continued to try to play, but a lot of the opportunities that were out there, it didn't warrant, you know, me leaving home. Quite frankly, I thought they were lowballing me. And And so for me, in order to leave home, leave my family, it didn't make sense.
Oh man!
And so I decided to walk away. I feel like I easily could have played another year, at least another 2 more years.
Oh man, I feel that.
Honestly.
So let's go on back to football, man.
Yeah,
because
let's
man,
go.
I was like I had a chance to experience you. I had a chance to watch film on you. I had a chance to do all the bad. People don't realize
People forget
how cold you really was, man. They
People
forget.
Yeah.
Like y'all weren't even a throwing team, and you were still ranked
Still
amongst
having some stats, yeah.
Come on, man, amongst the best receivers in the state.
And that was what was frustrating, being at Hillsborough. I was like, look, I know not to, you know, be cocky, but I know what I can do, and I know I'm only getting, you know, maybe five targets a game, and I'm coming up with all 5 of them. And, you know, 90 yards, 75, 90 yards with a touchdown.
Come on.
And I'm just like, man, like, what could I be or do if I had, you know, 10 more targets, 12 more targets, 15 more targets? And for me, you know, I'm not a big guy.
Yeah.
I'm back then 5'11", 170 pounds.
But you
so I
played
didn't
big.
pass. Yeah, you're right. I had
Played
talking
big.
about what Penny said. That heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't have the size that where college coaches are going to come in and automatically give me a scholarship. I knew
Yeah.
I had to put up numbers.
Yeah.
5'10", 170. They need to see what you know. You
And they need to
be-
see that you can fly.
They need, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't getting that opportunity. So that was one of the reasons why I had to make that business decision as well.
And that was a good decision. But going into Tampa Catholic, did things work out the way that you expected them to?
No, it was
did?
totally. I mean, eventually yes, but like I said, I left for football, and as soon as I get to Tampa Catholic, in the spring it was baseball season.
Yeah.
And we end up, long story short, we end up going to the state championship. We end up winning it, and then from there on, that's when doors started opening up for baseball. We won the state championship. All the scouts were there. I had a good tournament, and from there I started getting invited to all these different showcases, and playing against a lot of the top players in the country. And I love telling the story. It gives me goosebumps because the summer of my junior year, I don't think many people knew who I was. I was not a ranked baseball player. I got invited to a lot of those tournaments. By the end of the summer, I was the 9th best player in the country.
Wow.
From one tournament.
For just one summer, I would say. It wasn't one turn. Well, you could argue because it was a USA trial team, and I was playing with all of the best players around the country. And I went up there and held my own. They selected me to be on the team, and that's when I got put on the map.
Still playing outfield?
Yeah, I was playing outfield.
So playing Little League baseball, did you play Little League or did you play travel ball or did you experience?
There was no travel ball. When I was coming up, there was, I think as I got in high school, maybe it was AAU, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is right now. So I played Little League from 5 up until I got to high school, 13, 14.
And that was Citrus Park as well.
Citrus Park, correct.
Man, so Little League baseball had relevance back then.
Oh, yeah.
But now?
No.
It's a dying sport.
Yeah.
It's
Dying
different.
breed. It is.
If you're not playing travel ball, like these Little League teams, these Little League baseball teams can hardly even field balls.
You're right.
And it's like, why do you think that is? You think travel ball is the better way to go, or you think because a lot of people can't afford travel ball?
Yeah. It's definitely a money grab.
It's a money grab. Okay, so
But what was it? Your question? You say is travel ball better?
Me personally, I think Little League was full of morals and principles.
Yeah.
And I think morals and principles are in travel baseball, but I think travel baseball is business.
I agree.
And if parents don't know, like single mothers, a lot of these single mothers don't know about the baseball business.
Correct.
And I think it's hurting our children.
Yeah.
And that's just my take on it.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, travel ball is it's a business. It's definitely like a rat race. I honestly don't know much about it. My oldest is 6, so I haven't gone through that gauntlet yet. But everything I hear is it's definitely the intensity is a little bit too much, even at a young age. You know what I'm saying? These kids, you hear about these kids getting injuries because they're playing so much baseball. The kids are having elbow injuries, shoulder injuries, and you're like, you're 12, 11 years old, and why are why is this happening? Because you're playing so much baseball, and just like you said, the integrity of it is you got these coaches out here, trying to push these kids a little bit too much, in my opinion, at a young age.
And then, like you say, 3 sports when you were growing up, people did, because it's an argument now in the football world because people feel like kids are playing football year round.
Yeah.
And then baseball is year round.
Yeah.
And it's like, I used to be one of those guys with the kid and don't have anything to do. All right, I'm all for it. I'm still that guy. If he can't play baseball, I'm still that guy.
Yeah.
But it's something to call rest, and your body needs it.
I agree.
And I don't think people realize how smart LeBron James is because he invests into his body and the proper rest. Now, I agree with all the games they taking off because we're gonna get into the game.
Load management.
We're gonna get into the games. And like you said, you dealt with some ailments as well. But it's just like everything is just a business now. And I don't think a lot of this stuff in youth sports is just for love. Like you was pre-social media. Yeah. Could you imagine if you came up into social media?
Oh man!
Could you imagine coming out of high school, the NIL? You would have probably come on, man. Did you get any colleges that showed you interest in football?
Yeah, I had a scholarship offer on the table for USF.
Oh, well, that was home.
South Florida. So that was the only school that actually offered me a football scholarship. And Levitt I had signed. Yeah, Levitt was the coach at the time. Yeah. Correct.
Oh man, so
So at that time, what just shied you away from taking that scholarship?
Baseball, really.
Yeah.
After my junior year, going into my senior year, it was evident that baseball was going to be my my future. And I didn't sign that scholarship. I signed a baseball scholarship to go to the University of Florida.
Oh, okay.
And so I knew USF, no disrespect, but I knew I wanted to get out of Tampa. You know what I mean? And so if I would have went to college, I would have tried to play both sports. I had been in contact with the football coaches at University of Florida. So they knew that if I would have not gotten drafted, that I was going to try to do both.
Okay. So you got drafted what round and who drafted you?
In the first round.
First round?
Minnesota Twins.
And you didn't go right because I'm saying, you educated me so much on baseball in these last 15 minutes prior to this interview. So you just don't go straight to the majors.
No.
So explain that process to us.
Yeah. You get drafted, 18 if you come out of high school. 20, 21 if you come out of college, but there's a ranking system. There's a process that you have to go through before you get to that major leagues, and you have to develop your skills. And I think back then there was about 5 levels, and I basically spent a year at each level. So it took me 5.5 years before I got to the major league. So I got drafted at 18, right? Everybody was excited for me. It was big news. And then all of a sudden I just disappeared for 4 or 5 years.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was grinding, had my head down, and then it wasn't until 2008 when I finally got that call up to the major leagues.
Man, that was a special moment, wasn't it?
Oh man.
That was a special moment.
I cried like a baby.
Man, listen, boy. I cried. Don't even talk about crying. I cried so much
yesterday.
I was just crying yesterday, man. Don't do that to me right now, man. I'm still emotional, man. I'm still emotional. Don't do that, man.
At any point was it like, you know what, I don't think it's baseball for me.
Yeah.
Through that time.
Yeah. I would say, and that's another thing. I put expectations on myself. When I first got drafted, I was 18. I was like, all right, by the time I get to 21, 22, I'm going to be here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, have this or whatever. And so once I got to about 22, 23, I was like, I hadn't got to the major leagues yet. Man. I was struggling, up and down, just, not having fun as much as I was hoping I was going to have as much fun. And so, yeah, it was definitely times where I would, be in my apartment, in the locker room, wondering if I made the right decision.
And give us one of those times. Like, what was your point of adversity where you feel like, man, this is the breaking point? Like, give us one of those stories. Like,
yeah, okay, so this is right before I made it to the major leagues. This is going into my 5th year. I'm 23, going to 24 years old, going into the 2008 season. I had been with the Minnesota Twins for 5 years, and I was supposed to always, replace a guy by the name of Torrey Hunter. Okay. Mm-hmm. He was a center fielder the whole time I was in the minor leagues. He left for free agency, and so I was supposed to be that guy. Mm-hmm. And so the Twins, they went and traded for somebody else. Mm-hmm. And so that was the moment where that it was during that off season where I turned from a boy into a man. Mm. And I had to look myself in the mirror and say, is this what I really want? We from Tampa, how we
put the sit on your back. Put the sit on your back.
And so, I had to make a decision. Am I going to fold my tent and go home? Or am I going to step up to the plate and not let somebody take what I know is mine? Yeah. And so I had to dig deeper than I've ever had in my entire life. And I'm thankful for that moment. I'm thankful for adversity because every time I go through any type of adversity, it makes me stronger. It makes me better. And that was a moment where, like I said, I became a boy. I mean, I went from a boy to a man. Yeah. And going through that, I ended up winning the job, ended up starting my career, and the rest was history.
Man, that first game.
Yeah.
That first game, you walk out there.
Man.
How you felt?
It was, you're looking around, because, in the minor leagues, you're playing in smaller stadiums.
Right.
Yeah.
The lights aren't as bright, and then you get out there on that field, and you just see how tall the bleachers, or not bleachers, the stadium is, and, everything's brighter, everything's cleaner, uniform cleaner, cleats is fresh, they, don't have a spot on it, and man, it just was a dream come true. It's something I had put my mind and my heart to since I was 4 or 5 years old.
So in that time, I know you called Mama.
Oh, come on now. That's the first
I know you called Mama.
First person I
called. What she tell you? I got to hear what Mama told you.
Honestly, I can't remember. I'm about to get emotional. It had something to do with, it's your time. We've been praying for this. You put in the work. Go and show them what you made of. This is what she told me when I was 9 years old. I grew up in I didn't grow up in the hood. I grew up in the suburbs. But whenever we would play the Jaguars or whoever from the hood, my mom would always look at me before the game and tell me they put their pants on just like you. You go show them who you are. You ain't no play toy.
Yeah, no play.
You get out there
That's real.
and show them what's up. And so it's basically that. My mom always know what to tell me to get me going. So
well, that's one thing about it, boy. The people get prepared for the Jags, boy.
People
Still to
nut
the
up.
day. Yeah,
but like the rest of my team, they would nut up. You know, they get out there rowdy and let's go.
And them Jags still like that to this day, man. They still like that to this day. Yeah, you got to give them a shout out. Them Tampa Bay Jags, man. Something to be reckoned with.
Yeah, first at bat though.
That first at bat. How was it?
I didn't get a hit my first game. Yeah, I did not. It just just nervous, man. Just nervous. You know, just trying to take it all in. Like I said, 5.5 years in the minors, but really been playing baseball since I was 5. So it's like, you know, it's weird when you dream of something and you've been dreaming for 20-some plus years or something, and then actually come into fruition. You know what I'm saying? And here it's like you standing in all of the hard work and seeing, you know, all of the fruits of your labor come true. Is just a surreal, and everything just seemed to happen really fast that day. I barely can remember that actual day because it was just a unreal moment.
Now, did you start lead off right when you went?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most guys. Yeah, no. I hit last.
Oh, okay.
So hold up. Now when you hit last, so when you hit last, that means you kind of was like in the trash can a little bit. Is that true? No. Hold up. No, listen. I sucked at baseball. Don't get it twisted. My career was horrible. Like I was good in Little League from 9 to 10, 10 to 12, but when I got to 13.
That's when you said it was time.
No, that's what I used to do. I used to tell my mom, I played. My mom worked. I used to run around the bases side, get dirt over it.
Okay. Now you come home like you did something.
Man, I had a trip. Man, come on, man. I went 3 for 3. Yeah, I told 3 lies in under 3 seconds. But no, man, so batting lead off. Now, I want to ask you who you patting your game after.
I would say guys like Kenny Lofton.
Oh, okay.
Even I like Dion.
You like Prime.
Juan Pierre.
Yep.
Those guys, you know, they were table setters. They were electric. You know they were fast. They were athletic. And so for me, that was, I knew that was what my skill set was. I was an athlete, and so I wanted to try to, you know, make the other team nervous, and you know, stealing bases and just, you know, doing whatever I could to use my athletic ability.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question. Yeah. Now this is not a loaded question, but I need an honest answer. If you a coach.
Yeah.
And out of these 3 people, you need bases stolen.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Ricky Henderson.
Okay.
Nixon.
Okay.
Otis Nixon.
Yeah.
Or Prime.
Ricky. That's
okay.
easy question. Easy
Okay. Now, a lot of people go and finish this. I'm going Dion, man. People don't realize how special Ricky Henderson was, man.
Yeah, he's the best. He's the greatest of all time when it comes to stolen bases.
But man, listen, man. When I see that man pick that base up and hold in the seat, a lot of these people. But you know what's crazy? And I was just telling him this, and that's why I say we got to get more of our kids, and we got to get more black kids back into baseball.
I agree.
I think
agree. The game is starving.
It's starving.
It's starving
because you see how
and
we
it's
just
wide open too, bro.
You see how we just named
that was our generation. That's who we grew up watching. That's why I fell in love with the game of baseball. Because I could cut on the TV and I saw guys that looked like me. It's man, not you cut on the game now. It's not too many guys from a black standpoint that you can relate to.
And it's a lot of things that go into that. And you know, a lot of people, it could be some racism. It could be, but I think me personally, like Prime just said, we don't have a lot of baseball dads in our culture. Yeah. All our dads are football and basketball dads.
Those are the sports
and our moms and the moms that with the kids that don't have fathers in the household, they just follow the trend of the child.
And they don't know. They don't know what time it is.
And I want to, but like we were just talking, and you educated me on something else as far as how baseball really is. It don't look like it's physical. It's boring to me actually until the championship games in the World Series. That's when I watch it. But like, oh man, I'm going to watch the Devil Rays and the Yankees play today on regular Sunday. I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it because by the end of the first inning, I'll be asleep. You know,
the energy.
And the energy. But I like to watch them in person. But like,
you appreciate it more.
I appreciate it more in person. It's like a lot of people don't understand. It's like when we were growing up, I can name them: Dave Stewart, Deion Sanders. Man, let's
Sheffield,
Doc
Gooden,
Derek Bell,
Fred McGriff,
Carl
Everett.
Carl Everett.
Yeah.
Man, you can just keep going. Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, But now
you can't even name 5 of them unless you really into the game and watching it.
But you know what it is? I think that this generation of kids and parents, we call them the microwave generation.
Yeah.
See, what you went through was the crock pot.
Yeah.
You know them lima beans and net bones your mama cooked?
Yeah.
She put them in that crock pot and she
you
put
gotta
them in
take
there
time.
overnight and it take time.
Yes.
But you know when it's over. And they get on that plate, it's gonna taste good.
Man. Yeah.
But imagine microwaving some net bones and lima beans.
Nah, ain't gonna
And
come
you want
out
it to happen
right.
now. And I think
That's the generation we live in too.
they don't have patience.
That's the generation.
Because what you went through, man, you went through 5 years of the minors after they said you made it.
Correct.
You thought you didn't know what you were going through. Your mind is, I signed out of high school.
I had no idea. I thought it was going to be a cakewalk.
It's hard to think of. If you tell somebody, though, you might spend 5 years in minors, you're going to get there, or you play basketball and you play one season in college. And
You there. Yeah.
So it's going to be.
But you got to look at it from baseball to longevity, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I retired at 35. Like I said, I probably could have stretched it to 37.
You probably could have went to 40.
Probably if I would have, if I didn't have a family and I just said, all right, I'm going all in. And so I think that's the one thing that baseball has. I mean, basketball, the injuries aren't as prevalent, but football, we all know, it's 3 to 5 years. That's on average.
Yeah.
You're lucky if you get to 3 to 5 years.
So speaking of basketball and baseball, I see a lot of basketball players take games off. Is that happening in baseball as well? Or did it happen during your time in the league?
It definitely was frowned upon. I would say this generation, once again, I think this is a generational thing. Mm-hmm. They have all the science and the analytics. So you see guys, taking more off days, but a lot of it don't be the physical player, it be the team that is recommending this because they have the data, science that can tell when a guy is starting to get tired, and they try to do it to prevent injuries. So the game is definitely not played how it used to be. You know what I mean? You're talking about Cal Ripken Jr. He played, thousands of games in a row consecutively.
Nolan Ryan,
all these guys played. So it was a different mindset back in the 80s and the 90s.
Even the pitching rotation it got longer now.
It's 5. Well, I think it's still 5. Still 5 guys in the rotation.
Yeah.
But now they have the pitch limit. Most starting pitchers, when they get to 100 pitches, it's like it don't matter. Even if they pitching well, they getting them out of there.
Wow.
Where back in the day, it was like even if you could go to 120, 130, 140. If you were dealing, if you were cruising through the other lineup, they would keep you in there.
All right, so I got another question. 2-part question. You coming up to bat, who was the pitcher you used to love to see versus who you didn't want to see at all?
I'm trying to think who I love to see.
I'm saying, I know I'm getting on base. This is so sweet. This is sweet right here.
I ain't gonna answer that one. I feel more comfortable answering the more difficult.
The more difficult, all right.
I would say CC, big CC Sabathia.
Oh yeah,
CC. Yeah, he was big lefty.
He was going throwing that gas.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
He's a big boy. He's 6'6".
6'6".
Throwing 95, 96.
How would you compare him to the big unit, Randy Johnson?
That's fair in our generation.
Yeah.
But maybe that's a little stretch because the big unit, I think, he threw kind of sidearm. But yeah, that's close.
Some big guys to be looking at that. Man, you got hard. And the reason why I say you got hard, you're looking at somebody that's almost 7 foot.
Yeah.
What the distance is from the mound to the plate?
90. I think
I should know that. 90.
By 90.
Yeah.
By 90.
But
listen, by 90 feet, and that ball is traveling as fast as a car.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. I can't stand enough for that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's what ran me out of baseball.
It's just reps, man.
I know.
You can't be, that's the number one thing. You cannot be scared of the baseball.
It was a guy named Chucky Chuck. He's a promoter right now.
I know Chuck.
Chuck.
Yeah, I know Chuck.
Chuck ran me out of baseball.
Chuck.
Listen.
Every time I see him, you talk about his old, they're like, he was good.
Man, he was like that. Now I can't listen to Chuck.
Every time I see him, he like, man.
Him, Tony Monroe. It was him, Tony Monroe, KJ Harris.
Oh, I know KJ.
Man, listen.
KJ was a beast.
Man, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
When I got up there, I didn't even see the ball. I was in the batter's box. The only thing I heard was pow. I said, man, who's shooting? And look. And it got so bad, my coach, he my supervisor now, man. I'm gonna tell you what he used to do to me. He used to tell me, man, you want to get on base? Just get hit by the ball.
Just lean in.
I need it.
You get on the plate and lean in.
By the ball, man.
And listen,
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it a couple times. After the first time,
Yeah.
man, I felt like it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me.
that baseball
you got
hit you in one spot, everything around
Yeah.
you. So,
Yeah.
man.
man, D, I want to ask you as well. Like, you went through your whole career,
Yeah.
and you just say, man, you got a 6-year-old kid.
Yeah.
The discipline.
Yeah.
What put you in that mindset to know that I'm gonna do my career and I want to be around to raise my kids?
Yeah. I mean, we spoke on, I didn't grow up with a dad. Well, I grew up with a dad.
Yeah.
He just wasn't there every day.
Yeah.
I still have a good relationship with my father. That's been a journey.
Yeah.
You know, getting
It's
older.
understandable,
Getting
yeah.
older, you realize, certain mistakes both mom and dad made,
Yeah.
and so as a grown man, I understand, now more than I did when I was a kid, the things that my dad had to go through and certain decisions he had to make.
Well, that's real spill.
So yeah, I love my dad, man, real talk. But I just look at it as, I have an opportunity to raise my son. I have an opportunity to prepare him for this world. You know what I mean? And we all know that nothing is going to be given to us, especially as black men. So, me being there every day, to ensure that, he isn't cutting corners. You know what I mean? Just having that discipline, having that constant, mama mama got a heart, mama, gonna nurture. That's what they do best. But as men, we have to prepare, especially our boys and our sons, to be ready when they get into this real world at 18, 19 years old, because it's gonna be, unforgiving and whatever you want, I'm teaching them now, whatever you want, you're gonna have to go get it. You're gonna have to be confident. And so yeah, I love it, man. It's my greatest achievement. Greatest thing I've ever been privileged to do.
And like to piggyback off what you're saying, man, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like the greater years are to come with your kids, man.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna grow with them.
Yeah.
Now, see what you did it the right way.
Yeah.
Like it was some of us. We was making the babies while we was making babies. While we
you
were
still
babies.
babies.
And like to put yourself in a position where you can sit back and enjoy your kids and don't have to be working, being on the road.
Yeah.
And in my case, working 15, 20 hours a day
Yeah.
is to make sure you're all right. Man, you get to enjoy them, man.
That's it.
And that business decision, don't
That's
realize
it.
your children are going to be so grateful for that, because you're going to be able to go to the teacher conferences. You're
That's
going to be
it.
able to be at every baseball
active.
game.
That's
be
it.
active, because you know how you felt when you looked in the stands and you saw your mama.
Yeah.
You know how you felt, when you
Yeah.
when you looked in the stands and you seen your brother. Like
Yeah.
I grew up in that household like you.
Yeah.
My older brother, he was the father figure in the situation, and
Yeah.
we didn't turn out perfect, but we doing all right.
Y'all doing all right.
We're doing all right.
Yeah.
And I think that's what matters most. But like you saying, mending relationships, like with your father.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't gonna even get into that aspect of it, but you brought it up. That takes courage.
Yeah.
That takes understanding being a man. Like you wouldn't understand your father until you became a man.
That's
and
it,
now I know. Now mom and dad used to be arguing, but mama, you could have been dead wrong on that one.
There you go.
Mama, you could have been dead wrong on that one. But see, now we old enough to say, mama,
You
dead wrong. You dead wrong. And you know what?
You said some stuff or did some stuff that you shouldn't have said.
But you see, people wouldn't even know that. They wouldn't notice you if they see you in the world, how down to earth you are.
Yeah.
Because we don't have these type of conversations as men to where we can say, man, mama, you was wrong.
Yeah.
Now that I understand, now that I'm a man, ma, I know you was wrong on some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't gonna love you no less.
No.
And you still mama. Look, you still mama. Can't nobody say nothing about you.
Yeah.
But that's still my daddy.
For sure.
And before he leave here, because they got more time behind them than they do ahead of them.
Correct.
And I'm glad you corrected that.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Man,
Yes, sir.
that's real special. I'm glad you got the heart to say, you know what, man, I'm gonna deal with my daddy, because I'm gonna tell you something about my situation with my son at 9. Man, my son and mama was going through hell, because I was hell. Man, I was a good father, but I was a horrible boyfriend.
Yeah.
Man, I was horrible. But it took my son to say, you know what, mama, I want to see my daddy. I want to see my dad. And from that day, man, my boy been rocking. I'm about to get emotional again, because he got the Masters yesterday, man. We still on the high, but I was just telling you beforehand about a mama and how a son feel about his mama now.
Yeah.
I remember one day I was talking noise about my son, mama. He had to be like 9 years old. I said, man, I can't stand her behind. Them weren't the words. My son looked at me. Look, he looked at me with tears in his eyes. Now, this is when I know he was gonna be a go-getter. He said, look here, man, Dad, I don't say nothing about your mama. Don't talk about mine.
Yes, sir.
And from that day, I say, man, my son checked me, man. I say, my son checked me. And from that day, man, I began the utmost. I'm still daddy.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I respect him as a man. And what you doing, man, your children don't know how blessed they are to have such a great man and accomplish so many great things in the Tampa Bay area, let alone the world.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's a blessing.
Appreciate that.
That's a blessing, bro.
Appreciate that.
Now, man, we going to get right into it, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, just me. If I played high school when you played high school, I would have locked your ass up.
And what position you play?
Anything. That's the A. The A for athlete. The A is for anything. I would have. Man, you better ask your brother about. You seen the footwork,
come on,
man. Denard, you saw the footwork,
man. Come
man.
on,
You saw the footwork, man. I would have locked
But you know what?
up.
No, I mean, I applaud you because you're supposed to have confidence in your ability. You know what I'm saying? But you know, hey, man.
Hey, look, man.
But deep down, I don't think you really believe that, though, do you?
Nah, I do.
Okay.
That's what's crazy about it. That's what's crazy about it.
Hey.
Now hold up. Now your brother was an athlete too. Now,
Yeah.
Now, Ray was a dog.
good.
Now
Yeah,
I can't get
Yeah,
it
he
twisted,
was.
man. Ray was a dog.
Yeah, he was.
Football and basketball.
Yeah.
He had an experience at Hillsborough too, but we'll let him talk about that. I thought he was gonna be here today,
Yeah.
but man, you know what, man? There's just something about the red and black. Y'all should have just claimed the Chamberlain. If y'all could have came to Chamberlain, Ray, we could have linked up and we could have did some great things, man. Ray, you switched out on me, man. I'm still hurt about that, man.
Y'all was good at that time too. What y'all went that year?
Hillsborough?
Yeah.
Sure, we would go 10-0 my 10th and 11th grade year. We would run the city. We just, when we get to the playoffs, we would run into Lakeland, one of them teams from down south, and
But we own them now.
Oh, really?
Oh, we own them now. I don't think a Miami team that beat us in 2 years.
Really?
Berkeley just went down there and
Okay,
straightened
I
something
saw
out.
that.
Judge
I saw
went
that.
straightened something
I saw
out.
that.
2 or 3 times, like, man, that
Yeah.
we good.
St. Thomas is 9. Now we find out they actually bleed like everybody
They
else.
bleed like everybody
Them boys
else.
back in the day.
Back in the day, they had some dogs. They had some dogs.
Every year, St. Thomas.
What was the biggest baseball game you ever played in? Like, did you ever like playing in the playoff games?
Yeah,
Like,
we won a state championship my junior year, my 11th grade year. I'm trying to think, who did we beat a team from Orlando?
Oh, okay. Probably Dr. Phillips.
Nah, it was a private
Jones?
school. Nah, it was a Bishop Moore
Oh,
or
okay,
something like
okay,
that. That was at TC. So.
And on the pro level, like, what was the biggest game you played in the pro level?
Oh man, I never got out of the first round of the playoffs, man.
Damn, that's, man, baseball hard,
It's tough,
though, man.
You play 162 games and get to the playoffs, and then just like that, it's over.
And we were speaking of the 162 games, the wear and tear on your body. Like, what
Yeah.
major injuries did you have in baseball?
Yeah, I had hip surgery. That was the worst injury that I had. So I broke my finger before, but that was minor. And then I had like a sports hernia.
Hip surgery, like,
Yeah.
where does it get that physical that it requires you to get hip surgery?
You don't realize, bro, we play every single day.
Every day.
Weekends. Yesterday was Mother's Day, right?
Yeah.
What you did yesterday? You hung out with your mama, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did.
Well, if I was playing, there was a game yesterday. So we plan on every holiday, 4th of July, all of that. We playing every day. And then you talk about all the swings, all the practice during the off season.
On your hip.
Yeah, all them reps. It's just, baseball is more of a wear and tear sport.
Man.
So it's usually not too many acute, accidents or injuries that happen in baseball. Usually, once again, it's just from all of the overtime, all those reps.
So would it be fair to say old players versus new players? It was more dogs in the old days versus more athletes, more people with athletic ability in these days, or vice versa?
That's a tough question. You know what I mean? Because we were talking about this earlier. These kids now, you know what I'm saying? They're specializing at 6, 7, 8 years old. They have personal trainers now. You know what I'm saying? And so they're eating different. They're paying attention to nutrition. We eat McDonald's and Checkers. As a kid, we went on the field and just did what we did. And so now, these kids are paying more attention, to their bodies, even the young professionals as well. And so, I can't say that. It's like, for me, it's like saying, you a Jordan or a LeBron fan. You know what I'm saying? That's a tough debate.
But it's not a tough debate for me because it's like,
you like,
I'm a Jordan fan.
So am I.
But how you skip over Kobe? Like, Kobe didn't walk the earth.
Nah, yeah.
Like, we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a
throw
second.
Kobe in there.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a second. So parents.
But at the end of the day, we're just talking about generations.
Generation,
It just look different. You know what I'm saying? We always trying to compare one great from one generation to another great and not understanding that, the landscape of the culture is different. The landscape of the game is different. So it's almost like you comparing apples and oranges. Because if LeBron played in Jordan era, maybe things would have been different. It was a more physical game
it
back
was.
then.
And,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
LeBron, like people don't realize LeBron is a freak of nature. You see somebody running a 4.34 that's 6'8", that's scary. But speaking of LeBron, we're talking about putting into bodies and parents, and I'm gonna take a shout out to our sponsors, the Elite Factory over in the Tampa Park Plaza. Like he said, his kids in here as early as 6 years old, moms, dads, they're putting in work. They're putting in work, and it's specialized. So you have to get ahead of the curve. Before you go and buy that PS5 and your child say that he wants to play sports, you take them $500-600 and you go and get him the proper training that he need, because if he don't get a part of that game, he will never be a factor in the big game he want to play. So if you're interested, come down to the Elite Factory. But back to you, man. Hit our code 5, crunchtimesurvivors.com. Check that out. You can check out everything we have going on. Follow us. Man, it's just follow the movement, crunchtimesurvivors.com. All right? Back to it. Now we're going to get into verses. And you was around for these people.
Yes, sir.
Bo Jackson, what would you rank him at? As far as the greatest athletes.
He's up there. He's up there.
So I put these guys in order. Put these guys in order. Put them in order.
Yeah.
And they're going to be different sports, and it's going to be crazy. We're going to go Bo Jackson, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird.
No, I know who. Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky. Now,
I done forgot all the names. I'm be honest with you. Ain't like 7 guys.
All right, so who was more impactful on this sport? Let's be fair about that. Was it Michael Jordan, Tom Brady? I'm gonna throw you a tough one for baseball. A tough one with baseball. What would you say?
Griffey?
Griffey? I was gonna say Griffey.
Yeah.
That boy with them light eyes. That boy.
Baseball?
Played for the Yankees.
Oh,
Jeter.
Yeah, Jeter.
So who meant more to this sport?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Who you got?
Jeter was overrated, man.
Jeter was overrated?
Stop it. Don't say that.
I told you he was on drugs, man. You thought I was playing.
I want to hear your argument, please.
I'm not saying he bad. I'm just
Well,
saying
you can't say he bad.
I'm saying he was overrated. I don't think he was as great a shortstop as people made him out to be. I don't think he's the top. I just don't think he.
You don't think he top 5?
No.
He's serious about this thing.
Hey, you go to Walgreens and get us a drug test. You on serious drugs, man.
For Rick, man, come on now.
How can you say this man's not top 5?
I don't think he's top 5, man. He was great. He was great.
You hear this?
I'm listening, man. I'm just
A-Rod-
waiting for his argument, though. He ain't
A-Rod was
said
better than him.
A-Rod. Put it this way, A-Rod had more ability than him.
I think A-Rod.
He had more power than him.
Oh, like A-Rod was
He
on
had maybe a
drugs, though.
stronger arm than him, but yeah.
I mean, he was at short first. Remember before he was at the Rangers?
Yeah.
I think he should, but that was his team already. I just
Better bet.
Oh,
Bonds or Griffey?
who?
Numbers, I would say Bonds.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Bonds,
But better
yeah.
swing. I'm saying something.
Griffey was my guy. That was my
Pretty swing in
guy.
the game.
Yeah.
Griffey was, yeah.
He had a pretty swing.
So like man, I'm looking at this stuff, right? Because I had a chance to we had a chance to watch baseball, like the Killer Bees, Baggio, Bagwell, and Bell, and you had the Bash brothers, Canseco and Mark McGuire, and like Bonilla and Bonds.
Correct.
Who was the better who was the better group?
Oh, man.
That's tough.
Name those again?
You got the Bash brothers,
McGuire,
Canseco.
Okay.
You got the Killer Bees, Bagwell, Biggio, and Bell.
Okay.
And
You said one more.
You said the Bash Brothers. You said
Bonilla and Bonds. Pittsburgh.
That's tough, man.
The boys are swinging that
That's
bat,
tough,
wasn't
man.
it?
That's tough.
The boys are swinging that bat, wasn't it?
tough.
Canseco, them was boy. They was
Man, I forgot about McGuire and Canseco, though.
That's what you said. Bash Brothers,
Bash
right?
Brothers and Steinbach, the catcher.
Yeah.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like, do you hear these?
That's
do you
tough.
hear these duos and trios in the league today?
It's not like I can blaringly say, all right, this one of those was way better. All of those names that you just named, they were great.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough. So if you was a coach and you had a chance to draft them as a group, who you taking? And add their field play to the equation. Who you taking?
I'm gonna have to go Bonds, man.
You gonna say Bonds and Bonilla? Was it Bonds
And Bobby Bonilla.
Bonds. Remember, he was fast too.
Yeah, he was. People forget that when he in his younger
He was
days.
still in
That's what I was about to say. Bagwell, Biggio,
And Bell?
Because Biggio was a good athlete and he had some power. Bagwell was more of a basher. Derek Bell, he from Tampa.
Yeah, you already know.
I got to, shoot him out.
Yeah.
And then he was a good athlete as well. So,
man,
that's probably not the best answer, but because he from Tampa. So
but that is the best answer because Tampa need. I keep telling people, Tampa need Tampa. We'll take care of us and then worry about everybody else. So I'm going with that. I'm going with that trio. I'm with you on that. Who you going with? You going against the city. I hope they catch you in West Tampa and take everything out your You going against the city.
Come on now.
Man, you can't go against the city, man. That's your problem. That's our problem.
That's what's wrong with it.
That's what's wrong with Tampa right now. We always going against the city. You a part of the problem, man. You a part of the problem, man. How you gonna go against Tampa, man?
That was hard, man.
Man, my man, you heard what he said, man. This Tampa stuff in him, man.
That's it.
It ain't on him, it's in him.
Man, you gotta stop that.
No, you gotta stop it, man. You a turncoat, man.
Listen, when the cameras came, you gonna be like, I would've took that too.
No. Live. Derek Bell from the hood. Bell from the hood, man. Hey. Derek Bell done did more for people around here than anybody I ever know.
I like his style.
Yeah. I'm going with my man here.
You can't even say it straight.
You know why I'm stuttering? Because I'm high off of the stuff that you own. Man, you crazy, man. You crazy, man. So you ever thought about doing anything other than sports, like acting, like radio? Like, tell us what you got going on.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I'm doing a little TV. I work for the Rays and for the Minnesota Twins, and just being a baseball analyst. And I never saw myself doing this. And I've always been the type of person to step outside my comfort zone, try new things, and it's actually it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. Public speaking has never been one of my favorite things to do, but I've seen where I've grown, and it's helped me a lot.
Man, that's great because, you got a face for TV, man.
I appreciate
that. Man, you feel like you made for TV, man. You could be in one of the movies, man. You could be in one of the movies, man.
I ain't gonna sell myself short. You know what I'm saying? So you never know what might happen. You know what I mean?
But you're giving our kids another avenue.
That's it.
And this is something that I try to tell
Which is important. Our kids need to see other people that look like them in powerful roles, powerful positions, so that hopefully it can inspire them.
Yep.
Because I was once that little kid, and like I said, what made me strive to want to play, professionally, was because I saw people that look like me.
Man, that's
a lot of the problem, man. We need to have more people in powerful positions, more opportunities, for us, so that our generation, the younger generation that's coming behind us, can see that.
Man, like what you just said, like my kids.
Positive role models.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Great friend of mine, Brad Holmes. He's the GM for the Detroit Lions now. And he played high school, he played college, and he didn't go to the NFL.
And that's what our kids need to see. They need to see there's more avenues than you just playing football on Sundays, basketball in the NBA. There's other ways to make money. Put it this way, I played 11 years in the major leagues. I'm the only professional athlete that live on my street. Let that sink in.
Wow.
There's other ways you can be successful and to make tons of money.
Yeah.
We just need to have access to that information.
And that's
access to those opportunities.
And like I was just telling you, like each coach, man, your brother's something else, man. Your brother just texted me.
Oh, this live? I ain't lying, this is live.
Your brother just texted me and said, who's the better athlete out of you and him? Your brother hell, man. Stop, Ray.
Man. Yeah.
Stop, but I'm gonna go at you, Ray, because you was my homie first. Now, man.
I'm trying to think, man. I'm trying to think. That's a tough question because, being a younger brother, I got an opportunity to watch him and everything that he did. Yeah. I said, I want to do better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
that's a tough. Yeah, he set the path. He was the blueprint. He was somebody I always looked up to. Whatever he did, I always wanted to do better. I was 4 years behind him. Yeah. So I had, I had time to watch him, and always, the youngest is always the best. So what are we talking about?
Yeah. You know what, Ray? That was a loaded question because he had.
So basketball. Put it this way, basketball, he was better than me.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't touch him on basketball.
He was cold.
But he'd tell you this: baseball and football. No, it wouldn't even.
It wouldn't even.
I would no. It wouldn't
That's
even
fair.
a discussion.
I agree with that, Ray. I agree with that. I seen both of you play, Ray, and that man, he'll run routes around you.
Yeah.
He'll run. Get in front of that man with that foolishness if you want to.
Yeah.
You'll be saying, look, what Moss used to do when he ride past you. He'll throw the deuces up at you, Ray. He'll throw the deuces up at you. But like I was just saying, like I'm telling my parents now, I was like, listen, man. Do you know the odds of each sport of making it? Yeah. Like you just explained how hard baseball is.
Yeah.
It's no problem with wanting your kid to play these sports.
Yeah.
But they have to be judged.
Yeah.
And what I mean by being judged, somebody got to like the way they run. They got to like how fast they run. They got to like how they throw the ball. They got to like how...
A lot of things got to go right.
A lot of things have to go right.
Yeah.
But I don't know one doctor. I don't know one construction property project manager. I don't know one scientist that had to run the 40 to be accepted.
That's right.
And that's why I'm telling these parents that of the kids that I coach, trades, degrees run hand in hand.
Yes, sir.
And if they are successful in sports, they already have a business plan to go to once it's over.
That's it.
And what makes me proud of you is that you actually getting into, you done got into the Tom Brady game. You might not get Tom Brady money
yet, but one day though.
But one day, but listen,
that's the plan.
But one day, because
you never know, man.
The opportunity. No, I know it. I'm a manifest it. Like I know it's gonna come because of who you are. Like just to be here right now, like man. And you know what's crazy is that I reached out to your brother. Your brother reached out to you because your brother is a brother to me, and this happened.
Yeah.
And I said this was gonna happen. And he said it was going to happen, and you made it happen by just being good people.
That's it.
And everything that you wish for, everything that you may not need much, you may not want much, and it's the simple things you may want. You're going to be blessed with it, man, because
appreciate that.
What you're doing as far as with your nonprofits and your foundation, you're giving back and you're playing your blessings forward.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm into doing with my team, with my younger team now. Like when people see you're doing great things in the community, the sky is not the limit.
That's it.
It's not the limit, man. And what you've done for this Tampa Bay community, what you've done in baseball, what you're doing now, man, it's greatly appreciated. And you got to get your cologne while you can smell it, because it don't mean nothing when you lay in that casket or they put you in that, or you can't even smell it. You can't, but that good stuff, that Creed and that Tom Ford, that's what I want to give you right now. When they walk by you, be like, well, God dang, boy, what you got on? I want to give you that right now. You know what I'm saying? We say, man, let me smell you a mile away, and it ain't no crap, man. That's that good stuff. It's about $3,000 a spray. Yeah. That's what you mean to us, man.
Yeah, I appreciate
that's what you mean to us, man.
I appreciate that. That mean a lot to me, man.
Man, it mean a lot to me to even be sitting next to you, man. Because like I'm looking at all these good things people saying, hold up, man. Oh, yeah, somebody just said, get your boy off the podcast. Mike Sherrod said, get your boy off the podcast because he's going against Tampa.
I ain't going against Tampa.
Now, we going to have to up security dealing with you, man.
Now, listen.
We going to have to up security dealing with you, cat.
When they go down and the cameras ain't on, guess what you going to say?
Tampa.
No, you ain't.
Yes, I am.
So
man, I know DB personally, man. I can't go against him.
Listen, you ain't going
all right, so let me ask you this. Would I be wrong? You got a food truck and somebody out of Tallahassee got a food truck.
Who you going to support?
Who you think I'm going to support first?
Support me first.
All right then, so why you can't support DB first?
You a hater. I ain't going against him. You a hater. You said who was better.
This is what I'm gonna advise you to do. You better stay from by that deli, cause them boys gonna have you for stew beef. Them boys on 2-4 gonna have you for stew beef, boy. You going against the city, man. Hey look, man, he my homie, man. He good, y'all. He good. Denard, we gonna give him a pass. Y'all give him a G pass. He didn't take his crazy check medicine today, man.
Ain't crazy. It's the truth.
Hey man, so what do you think about all this NIL stuff that's going on, man? Like the NIL, the transfer portal. Yeah. What do you think about it?
I think there's good things that come from it. There's some things I'm a little worried about. Yeah. You know what I mean, with these kids, giving them a little bit too much access to some money. You know what I'm saying, at a young age. I do believe they should be getting compensated because they putting their bodies on the line. They're making these universities a ton of money. But some of these guys is making more money than dudes that's playing in the league and at 18, 19 years old,
And the parents are not over the money. Like they giving this money to these kids.
Yeah.
And me personally, I like you say, I think everybody should.
I hope that it just doesn't. You don't start to see our kids doing some silly things and getting in trouble from from all of this money that they're getting.
It go both ways.
Because you can have that good stuff like you have people like DeMarcus Cousins. They made over $60,000 off selling his merchandise outside. He got in trouble for somebody.
Talking about back when he was in college.
Yeah.
Somebody bought him something to eat.
Yeah,
And he got
that's
in
what I'm
trouble for
saying.
that. So it's like,
No. But like my thing is, I think the kids should be paid.
They should get something.
They should be
But
compensated.
millions.
But I don't think they should get so much so fast.
I agree.
And what I mean by that, especially like if I'm investing to a kid, say I'm giving an NIL deal. First, I'm gonna find out his background with his parents
Character,
and his
right.
character.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out his parents' character.
Yeah.
Because that's who he is.
That's true.
And that's who the closest to him.
That's true.
So that's who's gonna advise him, especially if they have a relationship.
Yeah.
So if I see, all right, well, you know what? I trust that he has good people in his corner because it's like boxing. You only is as good as the
Your
trainer
team.
in your corner.
Your team, yeah.
You know, so it's a lot of these kids don't have cut men in their corner.
Yeah.
It's a lot of these kids don't have nobody to tell them, hey man, you got to slip that jab every
Yeah.
time.
This is how you gotta
slip-
move.
Yeah, you got to move. So these kids don't have that, and then we give them that, right?
Yeah.
And the only thing they know, and the only thing that's been raising them, is the internet.
Yeah.
And look it on the internet now,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go to it because a lot of people, I have mixed emotions about this topic. Oh, the rap, it's the rap. It is. All right, okay.
Talking about the hip-hop rap?
The hip-hop
Yeah,
rap.
yeah,
It's the
yeah,
rap
yeah.
that's got these kids doing X, Y, Z, and da-da-da. Okay, we can push a better message. But rap is no different from movies. It's all entertainment.
Yeah.
And I say it again, if a stranger has more influence over my child
Yeah.
than I do,
That's a
I'm the
problem.
problem.
That's a problem. Yeah.
I'm the problem. Because I can't sit up here and lie to you like the new Kodak that let me see. Man, I listen to that every day. I work out.
Yeah.
My son listen to way other stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know why I can't say? And I can say because, you know, I was in his life. His mom was in his life. He has a great mom as well. So even with that being said, it's like no stranger is going to have more influence on my child than me.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say, man, it's just that rap may play a part.
Yeah.
It may play a part, but that's not the soul.
But like you said, though, a lot of these kids don't have what your son had.
You're right.
Which is a good mom and a good dad. They out here trying to figure things out. They lost.
And so my shot ain't at the child.
Yeah.
My shot is at the parents.
Parents, yeah.
My shot is at the parents because like man, my close cousin of mine, he said he had to appreciate his mama for telling him no for icing for $1 because that probably was $1 that kept the lights on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they don't know that they don't know that we come from that type of generation.
Yeah.
And these kids today, you can't tell them no.
That's right.
And they don't know how to receive no.
That's it.
And then they don't know how to say no.
Yeah.
So the best thing you can do for your child is teach him the word. That should be his first word.
No.
Not mama or daddy.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Now don't tell me no, because you might lose some teeth.
Yeah.
but
One-sided.
But yeah, that's one sided. But hey, listen, this is when you raising kids, it's a dictatorship.
Mm-hmm.
It's no democracy in raising children.
Nah, we ain't. This is not up for discussion.
It's not up for discussion. But see, in this generation,
It is, you're right.
And
You're right.
you gonna see it around
Oh,
baseball.
Trust me, I know. I done seen it already.
Now kids give direction. No, now kids, what it is, parents make decisions and kids follow directions.
Yeah.
Now
It's flip-flop.
flip-flop.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, it's so
Yeah.
hard. You say you want to
Little
get
Johnny wanted. The reason why we doing this because he say he wanted. I'm a whoa.
Man, he say
they changed it a lot now because you know
Whoa.
how we did it not when I'm growing up. It was you play for this team, this
Yeah.
in your neighborhood, this is what you play for.
Yeah.
Man, it's business decisions.
These
now.
kids
Man,
get mad quick.
Man,
you
a
ain't
kid-
playing enough.
they
They
get drafted.
Man, a kid told me one
I'm
time,
going to play over here now.
a kid
Yeah.
told me, I was told one time, if I got so-and-so at quarterback, I ain't
I'm
playing.
leaving.
I'm leaving. You know what I told him?
Bye.
Well, this is my quarterback. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be loyal to who's consistent.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a consistent asshole.
Yeah.
At least I know what you are.
What you gonna get?
I'm gonna be loyal to that.
Yeah.
Because you're there every day.
Yeah.
And you there every day so you can get better.
Yeah.
Man, don't put no stipulations in
Yeah.
what I got going on. Because I'm all right. I woke up without you this morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I got up and I got in my car and I got into the world, boy, you wasn't right there.
Yeah.
Don't put no stipulations. But this is the generation we living
These
in. And
kids,
parents
the
are making it
the
okay.
transfer portal generation.
Come on, man.
They don't go through any type of adversity.
You don't like something, you go.
You go.
And that's why these kids can't, you know what I'm saying? They don't know how to deal with adversity. They everything has been catered to them.
Could you imagine telling your mama, nah, mama,
I don't want to do that.
dang what I'm doing. Man, you know how many pots and pans your mama would have went upside your head with,
Yeah.
man. Nah?
Yeah.
Well, you know, he say he don't want to do it.
This. So I don't want to make them do it.
Man, I had one parent
Come
tell
on,
me, this is
man.
the funniest stuff
Come
in the
on,
world.
man.
I can't make this up,
Come on,
man.
man.
I could write a movie about this stuff.
If I wanted to do what I wanted to do, I would have been doing not what I ended up doing. I can tell you that.
Come on, man. Mom,
I
wanna
remember
go hang
being
out
a
with
little
my-
kid, I wanted to do karate and all this crazy stuff. My mom like,
Man, you ain't gonna be the black Chuck Norris. It's only one Michael John White. You ain't him. What are you talking about?
Last Dragon.
Hey, man, come on, man. Bruce Leroy was the only karate man we knew. And we knew Bruce Lee and Bruce Leroy. And Chuck Norris and what's the one Chinese man with the bad eye? Jackie Chan and Bolo.
He's the one that does all the Van Damme movies.
Yeah, man. But like, man, it's just like just having like grounded, man. But I'm gonna ask you this, right? I'm gonna ask you this because you married now, you have kids. Yeah. But how hard it was to stay out of those situations.
Yeah.
That a lot of these young men are going through.
Yeah.
Was it that word no?
Yeah. You know, I wasn't perfect. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not joking. But
no, but you're a man. We understand.
I'm a man, but yeah, I mean, you know what? It's one of those things where, once again, I always had, you know, the city on my mind and my heart, and also, you know, the next generation coming from behind me. I always wanted to represent that, and I always wanted to make the best decisions as I possibly could. I'm human, you know, we all fall short. Yeah. We don't always make the right decisions, but, you know, for me, I always had a heart to try to do what's right and to try to stay out the way and keep myself from, you know, putting myself in those situations where, you know, there's no offense to people out there, but I didn't want to have kids all over. Because
I'm looking at some of these stores, these horror stores. Like I hear one dude say, "Man, I got to pay $55,000 a month in child support. I got to pay man $75,000. Man, where you gonna get that from?"
Yeah.
And people don't realize taxes eat you up every year.
Yeah.
They eat you up every year. Like, man, listen. These women, these women are predators. These women are, I ain't gonna say.
No, they prey on you. Like
some women, some we can't say all because you'll get us canceled.
All of them, yes, right.
You'll get us canceled. It's good women out here.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's people like my mama still exist.
Yeah.
It's good and bad everywhere. But some of these ladies, they know what they're looking for.
Man, but like how you protect? Because man, listen, it's some women hang out at hotels. It's women that he gonna be in town. They just know where to be. Like man, so you don't hang in them places. Like did you?
Man, you go have fun. You know what I'm saying? But I had boundaries around me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There were certain things that you know I would try to assess. Like hey, like if I go down this path or this road, you know, where's it gonna put me at? You know what I'm saying? And always keeping first thing first. Like I'm here to play baseball. I'm here to, you know what I'm saying? Like to reach my fullest potential. If it's going to get in the way of that, it ain't worth it. Because this is something I've been wanting to do since I was 5 years old. And so no women, no anything, no distraction, drugs, alcohol, nothing's going to get in the way
that's big time.
Of that.
That's big time.
How hard was it being on that road like that?
Yeah, it was tough.
Being away from home.
Yeah, it was tough. That was really the story of my life, was packing and unpacking. Man, you know.
So coming to the end, and apparently you waited. So how long have you and your wife been together now?
7 years.
7 years, and your child 6.
I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1.5-year-old.
Oh, that's what's. But you doing it the right way. 2
boys and a girl.
So like in the relationship, and it's a good thing that you made. But like, how is it now? Like, how is it like being a father, a husband?
It's the best thing. It's a blessing.
So when you and her got into it, what made you say, you know what, Mama, this gonna be the one? What was that? Like, how did that?
I think I always pray. I think every man, if you want somebody who reminds you of who,
your mama,
right. And so when I met her, she displayed qualities that my mom had. Mm-hmm. Just as far as God fearing. That was number one. In her life was her relationship with Christ, and when I met her, it was like, this is different. This is different than what I've experienced in the past, and so that was it. That's all I needed right there was to know that she loved God more than anything else.
So when did you propose? Like, how did that go?
Trying to think. We was in Miami. Yeah, and surprise. We went to dinner. Came back, I had the hotel, set something up and got back to the room, had the roses all set up.
Okay, man, you the real Don Juan right? You real Casanova.
You trying to take some notes, huh?
Hey, man, I never know. I might get another shot, man. The first one ain't work out too well, but hey, man, you don't know how good you can be until you try something. Well, don't try everything. People talk about they'll try any and everything once. I won't do that. But I tried the marriage thing. It ain't worked for me the first time around. But as the older I get, you start to think. because like sometimes you waking up by yourself, and then some things you really need a mate or a partner for, and you be like, damn, and you know, man, I really need help, and you know what I'm saying. And it don't be about financially. Sometimes it be about just a conversation. Somebody just said other than your mama. Cause like, you know what they say, blood thicker than water and wet baby's thicker than all of that. So you know what I'm saying? That woman is a special thing. Yeah. And it's like, you by yourself, man, you really got to like evaluate, like, can I do this by myself the rest of my life? Yeah. And you know, I'm 45, I'll be 50 before you know it. Yeah. And it's like, do I want to spend a half a century about my life? Because I plan to live until I'm 106. Yes, that's why I'm back in this gym every day at the Elite Factory.
Yes, sir.
Follow my workouts at crunchsurvivor.com.
But they must ain't seen that 40 time how it drop down.
Man, that's why I'm telling this man. You know that, man? You know what they call me?
Yeah, what they call you?
The PSA, you know what that stand for?
I don't. What?
Plus size athlete.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You out there, see you on the.
Yeah, I'm on the line. I'm on all that. I still got to do drills and all that, man. Come on, D. Come on, man. But man, like this giving us that, like you got a young man coming into the league. Yeah. What is your advice for him?
Like I said earlier, just, you know, keep the main thing the main thing. Remember why you're there. You know, if it's going to get in the way of you fulfilling your dreams, eliminate it. It's not worth it. You know, remember why you're there. You're there. You have an opportunity of a lifetime. You have an opportunity to change, you know, your whole family tree. You know, if you go there and do what you're supposed to do, the type of money that they're giving out now is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy, man.
And so, you know, just dedicating yourself to, you know, to your craft and making sure, you know, from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, that's what it's all about. I'm not saying don't have no fun, but keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah. What has baseball really taught you about life that you wouldn't have expected?
Everything, man, because baseball, you play so many games and you fail so much. Yeah. You know, the famous line is, you know, if you hit 300, you're going to be a Hall of Famer, like that career, and that's failing 7 out of 10 times. So, you know, basketball, football, if you drop 7 out of 10 passes, you ain't gonna have a job.
Yeah. No, you're not.
You know what I'm saying? With baseball, you fail 7 out of 10 times, you one of the best. So I would say baseball, you just taught me, you know, just how to deal with failure, how to, you know, persevere, no matter, you know, what you're going through, just to, you know, lick your wounds, you know, keep pushing, keep going. And just that adversity, man, that we've been talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much power, so much strength that comes from, you know, when you go through something difficult, you know, just not giving up, you know, knowing when and when not to say something, hold your mouth, hold your tongue, how to be professional. It's taught me a lot. Yeah.
And go ahead.
No, I'm saying, now how do you prepare? Because I know you actually announce the games.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for that as opposed to when you preparing for the league, when you're playing?
Well, yeah, obviously when you're playing, it's physical. Now, you know, when you're announcing, it's similar preparation. You know what I mean? I'm new into it, so I've always been an overachiever. You know, I always want to, you know, come, you know, show up for a test or show up for a game over-prepared, feeling like I checked all my boxes. So it's just doing your homework, you know, being on top of all of the players, you know, how the teams are playing, you know, just the DNA of those ball clubs, so that, you know, when you get on air, it's like you're able to, you know, spit off the information and sound confident and sound bold in what you're talking about.
Now, with the researching, you do it, or you have a team that helps you?
No, most times I do my own research. Okay. Yeah, I get on and look it up. I mean, you got everything at your fingertip. You can go on the computer and just about look up any stat on anybody, and, you know, look at video and try to break whatever subject or guy that I'm gonna be talking about.
Okay. So what's the ideal outfielder? Like, say I have a son, he plays outfield. Like, what should he be focused on as far as entertaining the scouts, catching the scout eye? Yeah. What should he do?
I would say obviously hand-eye coordination is big, but that first step quickness. Being able to react as soon as that ball's hit off the bat, being able to, you know, get that first step efficiently, and then just his routes.
Oh, okay.
Make sure the routes are, you know, you're direct to the ball.
Okay.
I would say that.
Man, but because that ball, like, man, people don't realize that stadium is so huge.
Yeah. Especially with that sun now too.
Yeah, man, that's another thing. Yeah. Like, man, like, what was the hottest game you ever played in?
Oh man, I'm trying to think. I played in the summer. You playing in Atlanta. You're playing that's outdoors in Georgia. Missouri gets hot. Like Kansas City, St. Louis, it gets really hot. Baltimore gets hot. So I mean, definitely in the hundreds.
Man,
you would say you playing, in the middle of the day.
And so you might not get no action for 3 innings, and you just.
I was a center fielder, so I would.
And to be center fielder,
some games more than others, obviously. Depending on how the pitcher's pitching. If he leaving the ball up, then it's going to be a lot of action because they're going to be putting the ball in play a lot.
And to play center field, you got to be that guy.
Yeah, you have to be a dog. You have to be an athlete.
Shortstop, center field,
and
catcher. You got to be that guy.
The positions up the middle of the field.
Yeah, you got to be that guy because you got to have some of the best lateral movement ever.
Most definitely.
Man, that's big, man.
So man,
charge. You told us what you would tell the younger player coming into the league. Now, what advice you have for the younger you and your son? Because I think the younger you and your son.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna privilege something that you didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna have a father, and he got more resources than I ever had. So that's the challenge with my son is like you said, using that word no.
Yeah.
I can easily say yes on so many things, but just teaching him that nothing's gonna be given to you. Whatever it is you want, you're gonna have to go take it. You're gonna have to go, grab it. But just being disciplined. I think that's the biggest thing, and outworking everybody. This is how you get there. If you work hard, my mom used to tell me this. She still tells me this. Hard work always pays off.
It's the only thing that's respected anywhere in the world.
That's it.
Hard work is the only thing that's respected. They may not like you. They may not. You're gonna force them to respect you.
That's it.
If you a hard worker,
that's it.
Oh man, you know what they're gonna say? I don't like him,
but I respect.
But I can respect him because he work hard.
That's it.
He work hard.
That's it.
Man, so with that being said, man, you got anything you guys for my man, because bro, we covered so much. Hey, that's been another episode of Crunchtime Survivors with my man Denard Span. You can hit us up at crunchtimesurvivors.com and you can follow the whole movement. Ko-Fi, that's the Ko-Fi. You can actually donate, do whatever you want to do over there because hey, we plan all our blessings forward. Coming up, we'll actually be feeding the elderly over at the Whispering Oaks nursing facility because we're teaching these young men in order to be blessed, you got to be a blessing. So hey, shout out to the Elite Factory. Thank you for sponsoring us today. Shout out to the Tampa area Jags and all of the Florida Elite teams. Shout out to the Inner City Bengals. Y'all are doing great things as well. And to any kid that want to play baseball, go to these little leagues. Talk to some of these coaches because it's not be a tri-sport athlete.
Yeah.
Because you have options.
Yeah.
You have options. Hey, once again, it's Coach Chang. All love. Y'all stop playing with us. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I just got to get a drop from you, and that's it.
Man.
Hey, man.
Appreciate that. That was good.
Man, that was some great stuff, man.
That was
fun. Man, bro, like,